Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Hexbots, Hexbug Battlebots, Series 3. We're back yet again with another season, and this time it's going to be a real grand slammer. We've got the defending champion Hypershock, the returning adversary from Scotland Whippersnapper, Beta, fellow alternate Warbird Max, and Agrawubba, the champion of the new Blood Tournament. So, we've decided 5 robots will be entering in this heat. The top 2 robots will go automatically to the championship bracket. The robot in 3rd place will go to a small bracket, and there they'll compete for the 29th, 30th, 31st, and the 32nd seed. And then the top 2 robots who finish last, well, you're gone. Pay your taxes. So yeah, with that out of the way, let's get started with Hypershock versus Whippersnapper. 3, 2, 1, activate. Here we go. Let Season 3 begin. Hypershock with a nice hit onto the front of Whippersnapper. Whippersnapper coming back after missing Series 2, but now coming back with a brand new livery. A nice hit by Hypershock, who is now the Series 2 champion, and now our current defending champion. So we've got another champion, or world champion I guess you could say, in the books, as Hypershock does a nice hits and little chips on the paint on the front of Whippersnapper. Whippersnapper not coming back with tracks, but rather tracked wheels. I don't know if that will help. Hypershock goes up into the shelf. Why is he doing that? I don't know. I don't control the robot, they do. The power of my mind comes at you. I'm kidding, that was just stupid. Okay, Hypershock getting to the backside of Whippersnapper and doing some damage to the back of him. As, ooh, nice little slam there for both robots. Whippersnapper does have the big flail weapon, and so far the only one with that flail weapon was Chaotic Doom. But now Whippersnapper comes back, and now he's just the OG. Lighter flails, faster spin up time, and hopefully more damage. As so far as just flinging out of place as Hypershock using his wedge to his ineffective treatment. That was basically the biggest game changer for Hypershock last season, was updating the wedge, so hopefully it doesn't break off, and well, that's how he got to a championship. And defeated T-Bone. Hopefully we'll see it later this season. Nice hit by Hypershock onto Whippersnapper, but now, who has the better control? Oh goodness me, Hypershock almost flips over Whippersnapper, and again, Hypershock with another nice hit, doing some more hits to the front and lifting up Whippersnapper. Whippersnapper definitely, well, I don't really know if he's winning this fight or not, because it's all been Hypershock in terms of damage, controlling him around the arena, because Whippersnapper's a straight up bumper car right now, just being controlled and tossed around by Hypershock. And Hypershock staying aggressive, now putting Whippersnapper up into the wedge and doing it again. Whippersnapper smart enough to not go up it. I'd rather prefer they just have a little ramp at the top there to not have robots escape, but who cares? This is Hexbots, and well, there are no rules. I don't know, I don't make them. But yeah, I do. Hypershock doing, well, a nice little hit there to the front of Whippersnapper. Now, can Whippersnapper pull off something, or is he just going to be stuck being ramped in the face by Hypershock? As Hypershock now pushing back around Whippersnapper, and a nice hit again by Hypershock. However, it is going to go to the judges. A very great fight to start the series. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, we have entered a judge's decision. They awarded it unanimously to the winner, Hypershock. A great fight to start things off. Wasn't necessarily a knockout, so I guess that streak of there being knockouts, I guess, is just broken. Whippersnapper, impressive from them, coming back into the season, however, with 1 point, so that's something. And Hypershock, the defending champions, with 2. So now let's get started with our next battle with Beta and the fellow alternates, Warbird Max. 3, 2, 1... activate. Let the battle begin. Warbird Max up to speed and Beta with its hammer. Warbird Max taking the place of the drill after, well, the drill all of a sudden just died. on the spot, so that's kind of sad. Warbird Max actually was in this channel before in Robot Brex. If you remember that, you deserve a veteran's discount. I'm pretty sure you all do. Beta putting Warbird Max into the shelf. So some nice, actual decent use of the wedge by Beta. Its hammer will does absolute garbage. But what can it even do? It's being pushed up now by Warbird Max, now being pushed onto the shelf by Warbird Max. And Warbird Max does some damage to the side of Beta. So that's a nice... We're now racking damage points to Warbird Max. And yeah, Warbird Max is an alternate, much like Extinction from the first series. But we've also got a second alternate, but I'm not telling you who it is because I don't feel like it. Whippersnapper, gotta have some competition, but Warbird Max stuck on the wedge, and so is Beta. But the both escape. Beta, well, is just doing nothing right now. It just keeps getting his hammer dented by Warbird Max, and that's it. Warbird Max, yeah, I don't know if you can see on the little back panel they have, it says, returning from Robot Brex. And rightfully so. This guy was a Hexbug until obviously he died, and then now he became a Robot Brex contestant. He did moderately well, but now pushing Beta up into the shelf, and it looks like the countdown is going on for Beta. Warbird Max gonna get his first knockout of his career, and in the countdown, well, never mind. The countdown is still going, but Warbird Max letting him go. But I think it's too late. Beta has been counted out, and Warbird Max takes the win. And just as confirmation, that was a knockout, so don't get any ideas. Beta was on the shelf for much longer than Warbird Max, so the countdown was necessary. Warbird Max get themselves at 3 points, so impressive from the alternates. But now we've actually got 2 champions facing each other. The Series 2 champion Hypershock, and the newly crowned New Blood Tournament champion Agrowubba. So let's see how that goes. 3, 2, 1, activate. Let the battle begin. The battle between 2 champions, Series 2 and the New Blood Tournament champion. Winners Hypershock destroying the wedge of Agrowubba to start the fight. Agrowubba with its hammer. If you saw last month, he won against Komodo Dragon in the championship to get the New Blood Tournament, championship. I don't really know. Now becoming the second channel robot to win a New Blood Tournament championship or something. I don't really know. Hypershock. Oh my, is Hypershock done? Looks like it's high centered on a piece of Agrowubba. Agrowubba hammering him down and just pinning him in place. Agrowubba seems to be winning in this fight as, Hypershock gets away from that piece, and I thought Hypershock were going to be done. I thought we were going to see a major upset. Well, the only upset that I see is, Agrowubba's wedge just on the ground. Man, that's some nice damage there from Hypershock. Usually the wedge isn't really the best thing that comes off of Agrowubba. It's either that or the back panel, but, that's just superficial damage. Agrowubba... Oh! What a hit by Hypershock, ejecting Agrowubba. Now, if Agrowubba didn't have that hammer actually working, then maybe he could have won that fight. But Agrowubba still hanging in the balance as Hypershock tries to do more in this battle of recent champions. Well, the only recent champion is Agrowubba, and, I guess last year with Quarter Pounder in Hexbots Hunters. Yeah, I still think that's a pretty good series, but you guys don't want to watch it, so how dare you. Agrowubba trying to do something, gets a little bite snack from Hypershock as Hypershock pins up Agrowubba. Agrowubba trying to do something with its hammer. Well, it's getting pushed around by Hypershock. And yet again, that wedge on Hypershock. The only time you ever saw it in real trouble last season was against Spikosaurus. But he just took him out easily just because. And Agrowubba on the shelf. Not a good place to start for the New Blood Tournament champions as he gets ramped up by Hypershock. And Hypershock carrying him around and just ejects the wedge out of the arena. And another nice hit by Hypershock onto the front of Agrowubba. Agro hasn't been really impressive so far. Like, it's its first series debut, and it's not doing as hot as we thought. I mean, yet again, neither was Beta, because Beta is, well, a piece of crap. Let's just say that. Oh my goodness! A big hit by Hypershock and Agro on his hood, and gets back up. And another big hit by Hypershock. Man, Agro is just not doing so well, and, well, Agro is stuck. Agro is stuck. The countdown is on, and it looks like the champions are going to take the win. And, well, that will do at the end. Hypershock with 5 points, taking ahead in the lead. Agro-Woba's going to need some problems fixed out for him, I guess. So I guess next up will be Whippersnapper and Warbird Max. So let's see who might take that. 3, 2, 1... activate. Let the battle begin. Warbird Max and Whippersnapper coming into the mix. Whippersnapper pushing back. Warbird Max, that's a great way to start the fight. 2 horizontal weapons. Warbird Max with a normal horizontal bar, and Whippersnapper with a horizontal flail spinner. So that's a pretty good mix, I would say. Whippersnapper now being, well, rather just tramped right now by Warbird Max. And now trying to push them away. Warbird Max close to the wedge. Is he going to get free? It doesn't look like it. Warbird Max being pinned into the shelf, or no, the wedge, by Whippersnapper. And I guess it looks like the returning adversary is going to take a knockout win. What a performance by Whippersnapper. And Whippersnapper pulls off a big win against Warbird Max, shoving him into the wedge and taking home 3 points. Now Whippersnapper resides in second place, right behind Hypershock. But now next up, we bring him back in as he faces Beta. 3, 2, 1, activate. Let the battle begin. Whippersnapper said he didn't hear any bells, so he's going up against Beta for this round. Whippersnapper pushing him around. They said they want to keep this as a piece of cake as they can, as now Beta is stuck on the shelf. And Whippersnapper eyeing him down, just going to make sure he keeps getting pinned. Lads, I prefer you just leave him there. And the Scottish Machine, I guess, is just going to really take a rather easy knockout here. As, oh, never mind, Beta escapes the shelf. Well, how's about that? Beta manages to escape the shelf, and well, now is just going to be, well, rather tormented by Whippersnapper, as Whippersnapper, well, now just is going to get ramped up the wedge of Beta. Beta hasn't been the most hottest performing robot so far, but he is at least trying his best. And same with rather Agro and Whippersnapper as they both face the mighty Hypershock. As Whippersnapper going around, a nice hit there from Beta to the top of Whippersnapper. Whippersnapper, is the flail spinner actually doing something to Beta, or is it just there for the show? Is it like actually saying, hey, I returned, I'm gonna go kick some rear, or I'm just doing this for the show? Whippersnapper so far actually has the push advantage, but doesn't have the ground game. That's unfortunate because the wedge is rather high up. Unlike Beta, and speaking of Beta, he's now on the wedge. So, well, I guess that's a little change of heart for you. And, well, Beta's just up on the wedge, and I guess that's it. Whippersnapper takes his second knockout of the day. In a row, that is, too. Another quick KO from Whippersnapper sends him all the way to the top of the leaderboard with 7 points. Hypershock's still behind, but he can maybe pull off another win when he faces the next robot, Warbird Max. 3, 2, 1, activate. Let the battle begin. Place your money on Warbird Max. I highly doubt that. Hypershock immediately taking off the weapon of Warbird Max. Well, Warbird Max said he came into this fight prepared for any devastating robot. Well, I guess not here. The weapon just flies off like a helicopter blade in an action movie. Oh, that is unfortunate for the alternates of the drill. If this fight were to actually be with the drill, then the drill would just get mutilated. Let's be real here. as Hypershock now pushing around Warbird Max. Warbird Max staying pretty in control. Thankfully, its wedge has not actually broken. Just as I say that, the wedge is crooked. Just as I say that, the wedge... Oh, my goodness. You can literally see the wedge is about to break off of Warbird Max. I meant to say his front wedge. As well, it's just... Wow. Actually, if anything, it's actually doing pretty good. Actually stopping the wedge of Hypershock, aka, you know, the thing that got him to a championship. Out of all things that could defeat that wedge, it's just literally Warbird Max. Oh, I can't to see the fight with Beta, I guess, and we already saw Whippersnapper before. Hypershock doing a little tango right there onto the shelf goes Hypershock, as now both robots trying to scurry away. Can Hypershock do any more mutilating damage? Yes, he can! And just throws away the back wedge of Warbird Max. My goodness, I gotta keep my volume down. I'm sorry, I'm just the loudest commentator in Hexbots history. Well, I guess Hexbug history, I should say. Hypershock going around trying to maybe if anything, can he maybe remove the wedge? Or maybe, what if he could flip Warbird Max, but Warbird Max goes up into the wedge, so I guess my answer is no. Or not, he escapes the wedge as... Oh, there we go! Hypershock trying to flip Warbird Max over, but just can't. Warbird Max is just too low to the ground for him to at least attack. I mean, its wedge is pretty good at defending Hypershock's wedge, however, it got gutted a few moments ago, and well, there it goes! The wedge is crooked once again, as it definitely looks like Hypershock might be taking this win, because we're getting close to the judges, as Hypershock does a little death dance, and well, there goes the front wedge of Warbird Max. However, it is going to go to the judges. Warbird Max almost flipped, and well, that's going to be the end of the fight. Hypershock, oh my goodness, just decimating poor Warbird Max. Ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a unanimous decision, thanks to the judges. They've given the win to Hypershock. Well, that was just a massacre. Hypershock takes the dominant win. I was expecting a full knockout if he had just flipped Warbird Max. Well, I guess not. Hypershock and Whippersnapper both end up with 7 points. Warbird Max is still in the middle with 4 points, and Beta and Agrawalba with, well, nothing. Speaking of which, it's Agrawalba coming back in the mix, and Beta. 3, 2, 1, activate. Let the bot battle begin. A wedge and hammer ground game battle. Beta fires their hammer, but Agrawalba doesn't. The team did say that their hammer might have been affected by the fight against Hypershock. So has the damage from Hypershock have gotten to Agrawalba? Well, I don't know. Let's find out in this fight. Agrawalba being pushed around, and now up onto the shelf they go, and I guess Beta is just gonna win. Oh, I guess Beta just wins for doing absolutely nothing. Wow. Minor inconvenience there. Agrawalba, they told us now that their weapon apparently doesn't work. That's just great. So now you just give Beta the win by default. Well, that's pretty unfortunate for Agrawalba, as they have to take on 2 robots at the same time, as their next fight is against Whippersnapper for the final time. 3, 2, 1, activate. Let the bot battle begin. I'm pretty sure this is the final fight for Whippersnapper. And so far they've been rather impressive. Agrawalba, now they said that their hammer actually doesn't work. Well, you could have taken the opportunity and just fixed your damn weapon. Well, I guess not. Well, this is the battle for the pushing power. And Whippersnapper is definitely winning. However, not winning in terms of the ground game. So, however long this fight lasts, I don't really know. I'm definitely... At this point, I'm betting my money on Whippersnapper, because now Agrawalba's weapon is just dead. There's no way of ever saying this, but the weapon is dead. That's great. You brought a dead weapon to Hexbots. Hard pursed. Yeah. Whippersnapper just spinning around. Agrowubba is just really sucky. He is getting underneath of Whippersnapper, so that's impressive. But gets himself... Oh, I thought he actually got himself stuck in the shelf. I guess not. Whippersnapper now taking the opportunity to try and push him into the shelf, but I guess it's not working, and now up into the wedge goes Agrowubba. Agrowubba is just... I thought he was going to be on like a top dog or something in this fight, but it's been really sucky. There's no way better saying it, but Agrowubba is really sucky in this heat. And that's unfortunate, because they are the new Blood Tournament champion winners. If you saw back last month, they were a champion, and now they're literally at 0 points. They've been knocked out twice by Hypershock, which I can see happening, and Beta of all robots. Now they're stuck on the shelf. Agrowubba, but they get free. Well, I guess all that time really did pay out with their fight against Beta. Whippersnapper, I don't really think their flails can actually do anything to Agrowubba. It faced Hypershock, it somehow survived. It faced Beta, and it has faced Warbird Max, and it's actually proven to be a pretty deadly robot. Like, it's not the most strongest robot, and like, it's definitely not the most powerful, but it is definitely strong. I guess up there with like the powerful pushers, like almost like Whiplash, Monster, maybe even like Viper Shot, maybe. Even other robots. Whippersnapper pushing back, and something just fell off of Whippersnapper. And Agrowubba on the shelf. And is that it? Whippersnapper isn't moving either. I think, is that... Oh, wait, Whippersnapper is moving, and I guess Agrowubba was counted out. Now our focus is attention on Agrowubba, as he's just... I thought he was a champion, but now he's just falling apart. Oh, well, I guess Agrowubba's not having a good time, so either they have to make a good last impression, otherwise they're going to be out of here. As for the final fight for both of these robots will be Agrowubba and alternates Warbird Max. Agrowubba sitting comfortably down in last, and Warbird Max, if the next fight doesn't go to a judge's decision, then Warbird Max could go to the whatchamacallit, the Desperado tournament, I guess we'll just say. So it's Agrowubba and Warbird Max. 3, 2, 1, activate. Let the bot battle begin. Agrowubba's last chance. Well, I mean, his last chance was in the last fight, but now he's just practically doomed to fail. As he's now facing his final opponent, and also the other opponent, Warbird Max. And see, like, who maybe might take the win. Maybe, if anything, we'll just give Agrowubba the participation trophy award. Like, congratulations, you did it. You made it to Hexbots, and you failed miserably. Should probably have just given that to Beta, but he's been here for at least 3 seasons and hasn't done garbage. And the weapon flies off of Warbird Max. And I thought the weapon was fixed. I guess not. I guess that fight really does have an effect on the other robots, because Beta is just doing... Well, we've got to see Beta right now. Warbird Max got his weapon removed, and Agrowubba is now just being the most suckiest robot. As now, it looks like Warbird Max is stuck, and it looks like Agrowubba, the season's been called, Agrowubba is going to take the win. As Agrowubba finally pulls off a knockout, but sadly, it's not enough. He still finds himself in 4th place, so that's at least better than last, compared to Beta. As now, our playing field is wide set. Whippersnapper with 10 points, Hypershocker defending champions with 7, Warbird Max going, hopefully, into the Desperado tournament with 4 points, Beta and Agrowubba both tied with 3 points, Agrowubba in 4th, and Beta in last. Maybe that'll change if he can ever go to a judge's decision with Hypershock, but I'm not too sure if that will happen. As well, I guess we'll just go into our final fight with Hypershock and Beta. 3, 2, 1, activate. Let the bot battle begin, the final fight of Heat A, and pieces flying off of Beta as Hypershock, so far with 7 points, might need a knockout in order to progress to the next round. However, he really is confirmed for the bracket, so I guess this is just for bragging rights. Unless, Beta actually does something and actually makes it to the 3rd place Desperado tournament as more pieces fly off of Beta as Hypershock does something. Beta trying to go for the weapon mounting, maybe to stop the spinner, but I guess nothing really is working for Beta right now. They're all the way back in with 3 points, a really crappy knockout against Agrawubba, and that's it. It lost to Warbird Max, it lost to Whippersnapper, and it might lose to Hypershock because, well, Hypershock is the favorite to go to the tournament and maybe win another championship. And it just proved me there. Beta just stuck on the shelf wedge thing, and, well, Hypershock's going to get another 3 points. And that's the end. And there we have it, folks. The first 2 robots going into our bracket, and the first single 3rd place competitor going into the Desperado tournament. Hypershock and Whippersnapper both tied with 10 points, and Warbird Max with a pretty, well, underwhelming 4 points. However, sadly, Beta and the very impressive Agrawubba, ironically, sadly, are going to be out of here. So, that's going to complete our playing field. But tune in next time for Heat B, where we've got Battle Axe and Sawblaze. And 3 other competitors, but you're going to have to wait and see. So, we'll see you next time.